This is Kathleen Valentine, and I'll be presenting a brand development campaign for Honeydew Bee Corporation. In the book The Brand Gap by Marty Neumeyer, he states, if you can answer 3 differentiating questions about your brand, then you will be able to continue on and create the full branding campaign. If you're not able to answer 3 simple questions that I'll be presenting in the next few slides, then you'll need to start the development process again. The first question is, who are we? Honeydew Bee Corporation is a small woman and veteran-owned urban apiary whose mission is to introduce bee preservation, beekeeping, and honey cultivating in North Philadelphia. The second question Marty Neumeyer asks is, what do we do? The Honeydew Bee Corporation cultivates and preserves the local honeybee population while educates the community on the importance of bee protection and the benefits honeybees bring to their communities. And finally, his third differentiating question, why does it matter? Hannah Nordhaus stated that honeybees are the glue that holds our agricultural system together. Preserving this pollinator's existence in our region is vital to our food supply. Without bees, certain types of fruits, vegetables, and nuts would slowly disappear from our grocery stores. Awareness of what harms bees and the ability to correct it will give these insects a fighting chance. Even Albert Einstein stated, if the bee disappeared off the face of the earth, man would only have 4 years left to live. So let's move on to another question. How do we get there? How does Honeydew Bee Corporation work with the Philadelphia mayor and city council in starting this important first step to be able to revitalize the region's honeybee population? These local officials can help move the approval process faster to allow beekeeping in this area and ultimately jumpstart the initiative. Our partnership with local officials and the community will help in the rebuilding of North Philadelphia. So what is the impact? Will Honeydew Bee's operation in North Philadelphia truly make a difference? We believe so. Through education of the community, any misconceptions about honeybees should be alleviated. Most importantly, young people in the community will learn how to become beekeepers, produce and sell their own honey, while gaining valuable business knowledge at the same time. By partnering with the City of Philadelphia and Habitat for Humanity, Honeydew Bee can help with the revitalization of this area by bringing in new jobs and rehabbing abandoned properties. The revitalization might be slow at first, but overall it's a positive step for North Philadelphia. Now let's move on and analyze Honeydew Bee Corporation. The SWOT analysis shown here shows strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats that Honeydew Bee Corporation will face. Strengths seem to be very similar to other companies that are now in the urban beekeeping business. There's plenty of rooftop availability, there is a resurgence in urban beekeeping, the honey is cleaner due to less pesticides being used in the area, a high demand for the product, and the bees are overall healthier due to less invasion of parasites. The weaknesses, on the other hand, public fears of bees, uncertainty of quality of honey produced each year, rental costs for roof space, and the urban beekeeping, is it a fad or is it something that will be more substantial and lasting? Opportunities, room in the market for urban beekeepers. They promote health benefits, helps with allergies, it educates the public on bee benefits, partner with cities to gain free roof space, and improve neighborhoods. The threats are still parasites, African bee infiltration, which is not a big concern, but there is a possibility, colonial collapse disorder, and also extinction and the loss of a swarm. So what is an ownerless statement? An ownerless statement is a statement that sets you apart from others, which can also be on a personal level as well as for business. So what is Honeydew Bee's holiness statement? Their statement is, the Honeydew Bee Corporation will ensure they give back to the community by creating a donation program where Honeydew Bee will donate 20% of their annual honey collection to local food banks. Moving to the next slide, we see Honeydew Bee's 3 brand ideals, which are meaning, authenticity, and commitment. Honeydew Bee brings meaning to North Philadelphia through hands-on work with its residents. We are also authentic due to the fact that we are making investments and fostering change in the community. And finally, we are committed to remain a faithful partner in the establishment and the operation of the apiaries throughout this community. The next slide will give you a glimpse of Honeydew Bee Corporation's theme, style, color, and typography. Our theme is natural production, nurtured and preserved. Our style is bohemian, which has a natural flowing style. The color palette incorporates 3 colors in black. The first color is orange yellow, which is taken from the honeybee color. The second color is red brown, which is taken from the local landscape. The third color, which really isn't considered a color but absent of color, black, for the quiet time bees need at night to recuperate. And finally, green, the plants bees need to create this amazing natural product. The typefaces I decided to use was Intique Script for headlines, and Trebuchet Bold for subheads, and Trebuchet Regular for the body copy. The next 4 slides will cover competitive analysis. Competitor number 1 is Brooklyn Branch B. Yes, you guessed it, out of Brooklyn, New York. Their brand ideals are value, sustainability, and flexibility. For value, Brooklyn Branch Bees use all the right means of communication to get the word out. They have achieved a large following in the New York City area and continue to thrive in building awareness and increase recognition as a leader in their unique industry. Sustainability, though Brooklyn Grange has only been in the business since 2010, it has committed itself to be the largest urban apiary and working rooftop farm in New York City. Their staff of 11 professionals have made the company profit for the last 4 years. Flexibility, Brooklyn Grange beers are very flexible. They've created different opportunities for themselves, like the Honey Fest and Natural Garden Indigo Dyeing, to support their evolving business and strategy. Competitor number 2 is Urban Apiaries out of Philadelphia. Their branding ideals are vision, commitment, and flexibility. For vision, Urban Apiaries has become the marketing leader for small apiaries in Philadelphia. By joining forces, these apiaries have found success in delivering high-quality honey that is a variety of unique, different tastes. Marketing the different types of honey by zip code the hive resides in is a creative way to market. Commitment, Urban Apiaries have been committed to the Philadelphia area since 2009. The organizations manage their trademark manhole cover branding and urban-style type treatment throughout their communications to convey we are an urban-based company and we are here to stay. Flexibility, Urban Apiaries have the flexibility to adapt to ever-changing world of beekeeping and bee preservation. The uncertainties of quantity of honey collected, which is not stable from year to year, is offset by offerings that are not reliant on honey production. Urban apiators have been able to adjust to the increase and decrease of bee production by offering different kinds of honey in different months of the growing season. The third competitor is Chicago Honey Co-op, and their branding ideals are meaning, coherence, and flexibility. For meaning, Chicago Honey Co-op has set itself apart from its local and regional competitors by offering high-end specialty items for sale on their websites. Their current activities can be seen daily on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Google+. This communication approach was developed over a short period of time and has opened new avenues in reaching their target audience in the Chicago area and beyond. Coherence. Chicago Honey Co-op has built customer loyalty through their consistent messaging of excellent natural goods and expert services. By conveying the same message throughout their product line creates a seamless communication from soaps to candles and honey. Chicago Honey Co-op products are developed to work together as a portfolio of products. Their flexibility has not changed since its inception in 2004. Starting with just selling honey, they expanded to other services such as co-op education, customer beekeeping resource training, and customer gifts. The final slide in this section is a competitive review which includes similarities, differences, and only misstatements for not only Honey Do Bee, but all three of its competitors. In this last section of my presentation, I will give you an overview of the promotional drivers that can help Honey Do Bee reach its goals. Here's a list of 10 proposed tactics. I will get into more detail on 3 of them on the next slide. The first tactic that I would develop is a logo. The second is a stationery pack which includes an envelope, letterhead, and business card. Third, an interface pack which includes website development, tablet, and mobile app. Fourth is a game called Catch the Swarm. Fifth is bus and station billboards. The sixth is taxi tent cards. Seventh is a guerrilla marketing tactic. 8 is an animated billboard in Center City. 9 is the honey jar design. And 10 are labels and shipping cartons for the honey jars. In this slide, I go into a deeper dive into the 3 initiatives that were assigned to us as new, potentially interesting ways to market Honey Do Bee Corporation. I decided that the first initiative would be something called Catch the Swarm. It would be a mobile app game designed to educate and entertain users. I feel this is very relevant given the fact that there are a lot of young people that would learn a great deal about beekeeping in general, and this particular game would use terminology and techniques in the beekeeping industry to help them along to win the game. The second would be the design of the honey jar design. I think this is very important to be able to not only come up with a design that emulates the company, but to come up with something unique and iconic that people can actually keep. Something they would not want to recycle or throw out. It's something they can keep on their shelf or refill with other items. The design itself would be in a rectangular shape. I would make sure that it would be easy for packing and maybe being able to use the most space possible in the carton, and plus having the top of the jar open wide enough so it's easy access to the honey, but also easy to add other items after the honey has been used. And my final media choice would be SEPTA bus wrap. So our buses in Philadelphia are pinnacle in getting people to and from different areas of the city. So being able to wrap a bus with branding for Honey Do Bee would be an excellent choice to be able to get that message on wheels and around the entire city. My thought behind this would come up with some sort of an image where the bees would be obviously bigger than life, but creating a swarm in the front of the bus, tapering off towards the back to look as if the bus has a swarm of bees on it. And basically just saying, follow the swarm to a certain location where Honey Do Bee products are being sold. So I think these 3 particular media choices are appropriate for the company. And moving forward, we could always move into different avenues that tie in with these particular tactics as well. This final slide is about my guerrilla marketing tactic. I decided that Honeydew Bee Corporation needs something really intriguing and different to draw attention to its initiative in North Philadelphia. So I came up with a tagline that would say, "The pollinator, I'll be back." Um, this particular tagline would be used in creating all the other tactics around the guerrilla marketing campaign itself. So obviously the pollinator, it's very similar to Yes, You Know Who, Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Terminator. So my proposal is to bring in Arnold to come in and help promote this initiative for Honeydew Bee Corporation. So again, the first month we would have stickers created with a hot air balloon shape, and it would just say basically on it, "The pollinator, I'll be back, August 16th, 2015, which is National Honeybee Day." And the event would be taking place at City Hall. And for more information, people who see the stickers can go to thepollinator.com, which is an available website, and check that out. So the hot air balloon would be branded. I would have a real hot air balloon branded, and I would have it launched a week out before the event started. And on it would say, again, "The pollinator, I'll be back," with the Honeydew Bee logo on it. And it would float around for the city for about a week before the tactic would actually start. At that point, on the online portion, thepollinator.com, there would be a designed program for people who visited the site to be eligible to win a grand prize, which would be meeting the spokesperson for Honeydew Bee and this particular event. I would not reveal who that is, but I think people can guess, the pollinator. I'm hoping that this would be obvious enough that people would get that. So they would win the prize. They would come to City Hall. They would meet, of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger. And then after he had a few words to say, and also thanking Mayor Nutter, Michael Nutter, who is our mayor here, and City Council for their help and support for this initiative of getting Honeydew Bee Corporation up and running in North Philadelphia, the winner and Arnold and others would go to a new restaurant called Barbusa's Restaurant in Center City. It's a very small restaurant, only 65 seats, which I think is a perfect size for a small get-together, especially, this is being something special. So I'm going to be pushing the sponsorship of the food and the availability of that restaurant on Barbusa. So they would get free publicity, but in turn they would have to give up a day of serving people in their restaurant. At the same time, when all of this is going on, I would have 200 volunteers split up into groups of 2 to 3 and spread out across the city, setting up tables and having educational material on the table, as well as 3 models that are made specifically showing the different anatomies of different types of bees for educational purposes. Also on the table would be a plexiglass beehive where you can actually see real bees in doing their day-to-day activity inside this plastic hive, which would also be, I think, interesting and helpful. Each of the people who are volunteering, of course, would have their own, the pollinator, I'll be back t-shirt, a branded cap with the honeybee, the Honeydew Bee corporate logo on top, plus a lapel pin. So each person who visits the station would receive this branded lapel pin, as well as information on what Honeydew Bee is doing in the region. Also bringing in the fact that Habitat for Humanity will partner with them in rehabbing a lot of the buildings that they will be putting their apiaries on top of, and as well as giving more promotion for Barbusa's restaurant. So this particular initiative not only will educate people, but it'll be a lot of fun as well. One thing I didn't mention, where I decided to have full-size cutout of Arnold for a photo opportunity at each one of these stands around the city. So that would be the guerrilla marketing tactic, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation. I'd like to thank you again for time in reviewing the Honeydew Bee Corporation thesis proposal. If you have any questions, please contact me, Kathleen Valentine, at 610-256-6862 or via email at kvalen02@gmail.com. Thank you very much.